Farfetch are a luxury brand online marketplace operating originally in the UK and the US, but also cover international destinations as well. And they've got earnings out this week, fourth quarter ones, and things haven't been going that great in terms of stock price action. So I'm here to take a look at where it might be headed next. So with that, let's get into that analysis. So into the weekly line chart for Farfetch, and as you can see, after a promising 2021, obviously COVID probably helped the online nature of their business, especially in that retail luxury brand sector. Once things settle down, the price has come off really heavily, down over 90% from those highs around $73.50. You see the nice trend channel downwards, and with earnings out in a few days, it's not looking very good. Can it break those all-time lows back in early 2020? We'll see later this week. And there's an awful amount of volume as well being traded down around about the $10, $9 area. So longer term view, not looking great, but if you're thinking positive, then there is a lot of potential upside there if they can sort themselves out. And if you are remaining positive of Farfetch, then the 4-line break chart could help you time your way in to reversal to the upside. Now we've got some aggressive entries here at $9.50 and $10.30. So a couple of numbers for you to think about. And on to the daily hike, actually works a pretty gloomy picture. The signals at the bottom, both bearish. Volatility has picked up to 120%, so normally around the 80-90 mark, so it's picking up there, which isn't a great sign. And volume also just picking up a little bit. Now if we head on to the price, our probability percentage here, power box indicator, giving us a 93.1% chance of probability of moving on up. Now you've got to tie that into the other variables of the tool. That's the trend shaded area there. You can see there's in red, so that negates that signal. And we also tie in to the red dash lines, that's the institutional power zones, which it is providing some support around and could provide an upside target if things do sort themselves. That red dash line around $40, but at the moment it's a no-go because that trend is still red down, and we'll wait for the flip back for it to turn green. And it's also a sell signal under our 2-line pink box breakout setup, so at the moment not looking that good. Renko chart used a 50 cents block size, and as you can see, signals all bearish, trend down. You've got sell signal outside the 2-line pink box breakout, and in terms of targets where there's not a lot left it can do really to the downside, it's down to 0, and it's not a long way there either. Upside, if you can get through that noise around the sort of 10 area, then in its dream world 24, 34, 50 could be potential upside targets, but at the moment it's going to take something to switch it round to that upside, and not looking that good. In terms of trade ideas, what have we got? I'm in my broker first trade in their options play simulator calculator. Great little tool that, and plugged in Farfetch, and with earnings coming up, normally look at straddle plays, but with the downside pretty much non-existent and the time frames, not going to mess with that. It'd be too costly and too unpredictable, so moved on from there. Really, first up is a speculative call play. We've got the $17.50 call all the way back in October 21st 2022 expiry. It's going to cost you $66. Got a hypothetical 1,000 in the bank here for this simulation exercise. And where has it got to move to make us any money? Well, it's got to move a heck of a long way. 17.5 seems a very long way, but if you can get there, that's $66. If it gets up to around, let's take it back down to 20 area, it's nearly 300% return and $193 profit. It's low delta, and it's one of those back pocket trades you just leave and hope that it gets there early. And if you still think things are bearish, got a July put 9 strike, and it's like I say about $239, so reasonably expensive, but price, what could you make? Well, if it goes down to 4, it's 100% return, $259, so 1-for-1 risk return trade there, so still not that great. And finally, we've got buying a 4.9 vertical put spread. It's going to cost you $218, and again, if that goes down to the $4 area, similar sort of return to the put, 128% turn, $280 profit, just slightly cheaper than the outright put. So some trade ideas for you there. And if you wanted to actually do these trades, or just do a CFD spread bet, or just the outright stock, where could you? Well, we've got some suggestions. If you head on to my website, www.TheStopHunter.co.uk, scroll down the home page, then look for the stock and options block, hit the explore, you're going to come across a lot of resource. Scroll your way down and you'll find some broker suggestions. We've got First Trade, which we've already looked at through the options. If you're from the US, very good choice there, low fees. And also, if you are an international trader wanting to get involved in US stocks and options, then they do offer international accounts, so have a look at that if you want to play it that way. But if you want to do the CFD spread betting route and you're elsewhere in the world, then we've got Trade Nation and City Index that can cover you off there. If you're interested, click on the logos or the visit buttons and you can sign up. Costs nothing to try them out and see what they're about. Let's talk scores then, and it's bearish all the way for Farfetch. Remember, earnings out this week. Hopefully they can pull something out the bag fundamentally that will turn them around, but if not, it's bearish, or worse, weak bearish neutral. And in terms of potential entries, if you are bullish, we've got some numbers: 9.5, 10.3 for you, and Heikin all bearish, Renko all bearish. Probability power score was quite substantial, 93.1%, pretty obvious really, but the trend negated any of that up move. You're going to wait for it all to turn green before it is worth thinking about. And in terms of targets, nothing much to ride home about really either. Upside 1.2 and 2.8 to 1, downside 0.75 and 1.25 to 1. And bear in mind that very big volatility, pretty dangerous stock to be playing. And like I say, overall a bearish score. So Farfetch then in a spot of bother, it looks like, and fourth quarter earnings coming out this week might not help them. Maybe they've got something fundamentally up their sleeve that we don't know about. Let's wait and see. Do you have any dealings with Farfetch? Any experiences you'd like to share in the comments? I'd like to hear from you there. Where do you think Farfetch may be heading next in terms of stock price action? Like I say, love to hear from you. Now, if you've got any other stocks or markets you want me to have a look at, put them in those comments below and see what I can do for you. And if you've liked today's video, please give us the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell buttons. And all that's left for me to say is thanks for watching. Good luck with the trading, and I'll see you in the next video.